Okay, imitation. So partly what you're doing all the time is imitating other people. All of you are imitating each other right now. You can tell, because look around. You're all doing exactly the same thing. So it's mass imitation, and that's really a huge part of social structure, is that we're constantly imitating each other. And so that means that your body and her body are very much matched physiologically right now. You're in the same state, and you can tell because you basically have the same expression. And as long as all you crazy primates, violent primates, have the same expression on, you can pretty much be sure that all of you are thinking and about to do approximately the same thing. And so you can keep that match between your desire / expectation and reality happening. And that's why we have a face. It's so that other people know what the hell we're up to. And that's why you're always watching people's faces, because you want to see what they're up to. And that's why you have whites around your iris. Gorillas don't. And so that's because I can see exactly where your eyes are pointing, because they're highlighted by that white. And I'm unbelievably good at detecting the precise direction of your gaze. And so if you stand on the corner and look up at buildings, other people will stand beside you and look up, because they think, well, that guy wouldn't be standing there pointing his eyes into the sky unless there was something of interest to a primate like me. And so this classic social psychology experiment, you'll get people gathered around trying to figure out what the hell it is that you're pointing your eyes at. Right? Because that indicates intense interest in something valuable that I might be able to share or partake in if I can figure out what it is that you're up to. And so all your ancestors who didn't have nicely defined eyes, they all got killed or they didn't mate. And that's why you have these beautiful white eyes with this like colorful iris in the middle. It's so that people can tell what the hell you're up to. And they're more likely to cooperate with you, more likely to mate with you, and less likely to kill you, which is, you know, probably a good thing, all things considered. And so, you know, if you look at the same thing that someone else is looking at, you're imitating them. And one of the things that's interesting is that if you're looking at the same thing that someone else is looking at, and you inhabit the same value structure, then your emotional responses are going to be very much akin to one another. And you can tell that when you go to a movie and you watch the hero, and you embody the hero while you're doing so, and the emotions that you produce inside of you by imitating the hero on the screen enable you to figure out what the hero is going through, and you can learn from that. And so that's a very complex form of imitation, and we do that when we tell stories or we watch stories. And those stories are really complicated because, as we already outlined, they're not just factual representations of someone's action during a day. They're representations of the important things that the person did, the meaningful things. And so when you go see a movie, all you're doing is watching meaningful things, if the movie's any good. And you know that because, well, if the movie isn't meaningful, well then you leave. You're bored, right? The fact that it's meaningful is what keeps you in the seat. And you don't necessarily know why. In fact, you often have no idea why it's meaningful. It's like watching Pinocchio rescue his father from a whale. It's like, what the hell, you know? Why is that meaningful? Well, you don't know, but it is. So